Alright guys, here's our next example that has 3 equations and 3 variables in it. When you get ready to start one of these equations, one of these systems, you need to look and decide which variable is going to be the easiest to get rid of twice. Okay? I could choose these 2 equations and get rid of x by multiplying this one by a -2. I could then use these 2 equations, multiply this one by a -3, and the x will go away again. I could do something similar with these, and also with the z's. I think I'm going to choose to get rid of z, mainly because I have a -z here. That'll let me multiply this equation by a positive number, and that way maybe I won't make sign mistakes. I know some of you are guilty of that as well. So what I'm going to start off with is these 2 equations. Let me recopy them. And I want to take this bottom equation and multiply it by 3. So I'll have a positive 3z here and a negative 3z here. So my new equations will look like this. So at this point, my z's will cancel, and I have 5x plus 7y equals -23. I need to make sure I remember this equation where it is, so I'm going to highlight it with a circle there. Next, I'm going to take and use the top one and the bottom one to get rid of y. So let me recopy. What I'm going to have to do for this one, so that my z's will cancel again. Since I got rid of z the first time, I've got to get rid of z this time. I'm going to go ahead and multiply this second equation by 6. That'll give me 6x plus 12y minus 6z equals -60. So when I add these 2 equations together, I get 9x plus 15y, the z's will cancel, equals -51. And these numbers aren't coming out quite as pretty as I would like for them to be. And that's not a problem, it just means the rest of my work is going to be, have larger numbers in it. So now, these 2 new equations, I'm going to recopy those here. And now I'm going to pretend that this is the beginning of my problem. It's 2 equations with 2 variables. You've been doing this for years. I need to solve this system for x and for y. So nothing is going to cancel right off the bat. So I'm going to have to fix it so that either my x's will cancel or the y's will cancel. I can change both of my x's into 45, I think is the smallest number I can use. Yeah, I can't think of anything any smaller. The y's, I'd have to multiply this one by 15 and this one by 7, which gets a lot larger than I would like. So we're going to fix the x's. So I'm going to take this top equation, multiply by 9, and I will get 45x plus 63y equals negative 207. Let's double check that. I did that one in my head, so we'll double check it and make sure. Oh wow, I don't know where that came from. Let's try again. Oh no, that is correct. I don't know what I was typing on my calculator the first time. Alright, so now I want to take this second equation and I want to change this 9 into a negative 45. So I'm going to multiply the whole thing by negative 5, and that will give me negative 45x minus 75y equals 255. And again, let's just double check, make sure I'm doing that correctly in my head. Yep, there we go. We're good. So now when I add those two equations together, my x's cancel. I end up with negative 12y equals 48. So therefore y is going to be negative 4. Okay, I need this answer because I'm going to take that answer and plug it into one of these so that I can solve for x. And I'm going to choose the top one just because the numbers there are smaller. And I work better with smaller numbers in my head. So 5x plus 7 times negative 4 equals negative 23. All I did was take out the y and put a negative 4 in its place. So 5x minus 28 equals negative 23. Add my 28 to both sides, and 5x equals 5. That means x is 1. And now, I've got x and y. All I need is z. I'm going to go all the way back to one of these originals. Doesn't matter which one you use, and I need to solve for z. Like I said, doesn't matter which one you use. Just because I'm going to pick the middle one here. Okay, so let me get that recopied down here. Okay, so there I've got it recopied. Now take out the x, put a 1 in its place, take out the y, and it's going to be plus a negative 4 plus 3z equals 7. So I end up with 2 minus 4 plus 3z equals 7. I'm going to go ahead and add my 2 to both sides. 3z equals 9. That means that z is 3. So my solution for this system of equations is going to be 1, negative 4, 3. Remember, you have to put those in alphabetical order. Your x always comes first, then y, then z. To check this and make sure that your answer is correct, you should go back up here to these originals, plug in negative 1, 4, and 3. When you simplify that, it should equal 9. You should plug them in here and here. It has to be true in all three of those equations in order to guarantee that this solution is correct.